Okay. Did everyone have a chance to bills? Hey, Jerry, is that, yeah, you have to close that. Yeah, I think you can go ahead and close it.
Yeah.
Or we get all that feedback. Okay. Did y'all have a chance to review the bills?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or do I hear a motion?
I move to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Kathy, do you have anything on payroll?
The only thing I have is the changes. The new employee, of course, we have Hannah Connor, and she started as the ag agent 9/1. Angelica Hartraft. Of course, she started as our constable on September 1st. Jessica West is in the tax office in Borger, September the 9th. And then Yasmin Meisel. Okay. When did you do this? She started as a field deputy on September the 9th. And then our separations is Letitia Baraka, and she was in the jail. Her last day was 9/6, and China Alexander, a field deputy, and her last day was 9/20. And Jan?
Yes. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Thank y'all. And Amy just started payroll up today, so I don't have.
Okay. Item 5, any additions or corrections to our previous commissioners court?
No corrections. That was September 12th meeting.
Okay, thank you. Item 6, any public comments? No, hearing none. Item 7, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county jail.
Just have the count, there's 53 inmates today, 44 males, 19 males, and we have an additional male.
Okay, thank you. Everything else good?
How many additional, did you say? In Carson?
One male, Carson.
One male.
Item 8, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county courthouse.
I don't have anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, great. That's always good. All right, item 9 is to consider, discuss, approve in and all, Item 9 is to consider and or approve abandonment of the transmitter for the National Weather Service. So I think we have Michael Givinger, is that how you say that, from the National Weather Service? Maybe going to offer some explanation to this, as well as Jerry in regards, if y'all remember the ARP approved and the Commissioners Court approved the purchase of the transmitter for the National Weather Service. Hasn't been done yet because I guess you're going to go out for bids. Is that right, Jerry?
Right. That was the ARP. What we decided to do is go ahead and go out for bids for the equipment, the spec sheet that we had. Looking at the spec sheet, we had to go in because there's a lot of things at the tower that we already have. So we would be able to kind of delete some of those things off that spec sheet. We went in and done that, and I resubmitted it to the weather. Kind of have to go up their chain from Weather Service to Washington to the Amarillo office and back to us for approval on the equipment side. By doing that, we found that there's a couple of, or I guess 2 different ways that we can look at going forward with the transmitter. And then I'll let Mike kind of explain if we decide to purchase the equipment and then let the Weather Service take over the equipment. Then they would have the ability to maintain it and all that. If we purchased it and installed it, we would keep that responsibility. So I'll let Mike explain that.
Okay, and I have Dave Wilburn, who's our electronics head here, that is a little more versed in some of this. It's not something that we do often, so hopefully I won't misspeak, but Dave's on there too if I say anything wrong. But I mean, I think Jerry pretty much explained it. It's just the abandonment in place is the easiest way for us to take responsibility for maintaining the equipment. So there's routine maintenance and cost that comes with having these. And so the easiest way to do that paperwork wise is to do that, to do to purchase and then donate the equipment opens up a huge can of worms. It's going to be a lot longer process. I don't even know if I assume that it's possible, but it's going to take months and months. There's a lot of issues when you try to donate things to the federal government, let's put it that way. So the easiest way to go about for us to take over the maintenance of the transmitter and to take on that cost is to go through this process of signing paperwork to just abandon in place. We take over the ownership so we can maintain it. Nothing's going to happen to the equipment. We're not going to take it, but it's just an easy way, legal wise, for us to be able to do that and take on that cost. So it's something that y'all don't have to do. I mean, that's the basic explanation. Am I missing something on that, Jerry, that you wanted me to?
I don't think so. We're just looking at reoccurring costs in the future, and this one, it still gives or provides the service to the citizens of the county, but where we wouldn't have to assume any additional costs for maintenance or upkeep of the equipment. Would be on the weather service.
So by abandoning this in place, we don't, like, from this day forward, we don't have any costs associated, like from the agreement on. Like, we don't have any costs that would have to, like, get it up to a certain point or replace anything.
Right. Our initial cost will be the purchase of the transmitter. Then once we do that, we purchase the transmitter, and then answer if I got this right, Mike, that weather service will install it and everything as well. That's what Terry gets on me. So they would do the installation, and then once we officially abandon this repeater on the transmitter on site, all to their hands for maintenance and upkeep.
Do we have to purchase a certain transmitter?
Well, there's a couple of, they actually sent me a couple of different transmitters that they use. They can't officially say, well, this is the one we like the most, is what they told me, or purchasing issue. But on our end of it, we can choose whichever one we want on a bid process.
It won't make any difference to the weather service.
I don't think so, as far as.
Is that right?
As long as it meets the specs.
Yeah, there's a couple different options, like he said.
Okay.
With all of the stuff that we already have on our towers that we won't need, will it be over the $50,000 mark, or is it going to be under that?
On the transmitter?
Yeah, I'm purchasing the actual
So
transmitter.
it should be under the $50,000.
Okay, so we won't have to go out for a formal bid process.
I wasn't, but I still wanted to kind of
Okay.
do the stuff, just so we can make sure we get all the stuff. I think I was provided, 3 different companies that sell these transmitters. We're needing a bid for this equipment.
Right, but if it's over 50,000, then we have to actually advertise it in the paper for 2 weeks, and we can still do that. Or if it's under the 50,000, you can just reach out to those specific vendors and get those bids.
Okay, y'all have any more questions for anybody?
And I think Dave is on our head of electronics. And I mean, that could include, repairs if something goes wrong and that type of thing also. It's not, so it's definitely in your best interest financially to do it this way. Dave, did I miss anything about that, or is there any other limitations in the contract or the paperwork that you've seen?
No, basically, once it's abandoned in place, we take over the responsibility of it. We will maintain all the phone lines. We will maintain the transmitter to, to our specs. That will include all parts and labor after the fact. That will all be billed to the weather service. Nothing will be picked up by the county.
I know you said repair. Does that include replacement? Like if something catastrophic happened, like complete replacement of it as well?
Normally we have never replaced a transmitter except due to excessive age. We have all the parts for these transmitters in stock, and we have the capability to repair them. If it came to a catastrophic one, yes, the weather service would replace it.
Okay, thank you.
So why do you never bother those to get hit, the tower gets hit by lightning?
We've had a couple hit with lightning, but again, it's just replacement of parts and bringing it back on the air. Usually does not take us very long.
All right, yeah, any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, we appreciate you both.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're entering into a contract at some.
Okay, so I did have, they sent some just proposed language as far as the abandonment and the agreement with the National Weather Service. And I had Craig look over that, and I made you all a copy of the email he sent me that he didn't have any issue with the documents that we were provided. And should there be more documents and agreements, then he will review those prior to us approval.
I kind of wanted to know before we went out and purchased the transmitter and what route we're looking at going. Because of course, one thing is possible in the county, the other one wouldn't. I wanted to know if we went out and purchased the transmitter on ARP, if we're making a purchase for things for the future, or if we're going to go with the abandonment route. So that's really what I wanted to know, which direction we want to go.
Any more questions? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion that we abandon the equipment to the National Weather Service.
Once purchased.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, all right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right, item 10, we're going to go into executive session in regards to personnel matters, so everyone's going to have to
You're starting to. Another one.
I got America and amen mixed up in my head. I don't know what.
Okay, we went out at 9:44 and back in at 9:50. Okay. All right, so item 11 is to consider and or approve any action from the executive session.
I'll make a motion that the Hutchinson County Extension Agent salary as hired September 1st remains the same for the 22-23 year.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you. All right, item 12 is to consider and or approve purchase orders for 2022-2023 for the county clerk. There's a couple.
There's several, yes. And these are things that will be in October that I need to have approved, and some of them are ongoing every month. So the purchase orders for that, or some of them are one-time purchases like birth and marriage and death certificate paper for the new clerk. So there are several in there. I don't know if you had a chance to look at them, if you had questions about any of them, or.
And this is, due to our lame duck policy that's in place.
I liked it.
Make a motion to approve the purchase orders for the county clerk.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 13, consider and or approve John House continuation certificate in the amount of $1,000.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 14, consider and or approve the 84th Judicial District and the 316th Judicial District order appointing official court reporter and setting salary. I believe you all got that information.
Yes.
Yes. Since they set the salary and the judges do anything, what does that have to do with us?
We're just approving the order.
Oh, okay.
Formality,
I didn't know it had to be
basically.
approved. Okay,
I
Your
move-
motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Did I hear a second? Motion and second? Any further discussion? All in favor? And then item 15, consider and or approve the 84th and 316th Judicial District order fixing salary of the county auditor and the assistant county auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? So the district judges by law can set the salary for the court reporters and the auditors. Okay, so that's why we approve them, those two people. All right, item 16, consider and or approve the fiscal year 23 Hutchinson County Vine Service Agreement. So this is that more of that Savin stuff. So we approve the contract, and this is just now the agreement on you'll agree to pay us, basically. And Mark and Clay have both reviewed the contract and approved. Do you hear motion?
I move to approve the
Savin Vines.
Savin Vines service agreement.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, give that to you. It's okay. Item 17, consider and or approve resolution authorizing Texas Department of Agriculture, Texans Feeding Texans Home Delivered Meal Grant Program. So this is for the Opportunity Center, so they can get their grant funding for their Meals on Wheels.
Motion to approve the Texas Department of Agriculture Texans Feeding Texans.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 18 is to consider and or approve resolution for immediate funding request for state government mandated services and I sent that to y'all. I hope y'all had a chance to read over it. It's been all over the judges listserv. I don't know about the commissioners or not, but this is just for the mental health services that they were just requesting the legislature to put some money back into that because they require us to do all these things with mental health, but they've cut the funding. And we want them to fund that appropriately so we can work on that.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution for immediate funding request for this, for the state mandated service.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? No opposed? I'm gonna send this around so y'all can sign it. Okay. Stop it. All right, item 19 is to consider and or approve a resolution for a 2023 indigent defense grant program. So this is our indigent defense, our court-appointed attorneys. We get a little bit of money back for that, not a lot, but we want every bit we can get.
Make a motion, we approve the resolution for the grant program.
And I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Give this to you, Jan.
Let me put this, Judge.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Here's the front part of that.
Okay.
There you go. All right, item 20 is to consider and or approve term of court for 2023. So this is just our commissioner's court calendar for 2023. The only day that really is a kind of a crazy day is December 27th, which I don't even know. I think that's actually a Wednesday, not a Tuesday. I think I may have that wrong.
Yeah, that's close to Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sorry, that's a Wednesday. I'll change that.
Okay.
So all of the rest of the days don't really fall on holiday days except for our Christmas meeting
So you're gonna change that
to Wednesday, December 27th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have to put Tuesday, it's really
Okay.
not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. Yeah. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve the term of court for 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 21 is to consider and or approve any ARP grant projects. We have two. One is from Josh at the IT department. It's to update our locking systems for both the annex and the courthouse. And as everyone knows, we've been having some issues with door locks, but we're gonna get those upgraded. And the amount is $26,280.20.
On the courthouse, that's going to coincide with replacing the north and south door.
Right.
We're putting the big doors up and putting the new locking systems on the new doors. And I did notice on here that this includes push bars for the doors, but they're actually coming on the new doors. They don't have to purchase them.
Okay,
They're included on the other bid.
okay.
These are going to have the keypads and the readers and everything. The way I understand it.
Yes. Do I hear a motion or do y'all have any other questions on that? Yes,
I know that I forwarded y'all the results of the ARP
survey.
survey.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know if y'all wanted to discuss kind of the plan that we had talked about with Ben and Chris, before y'all made any decisions. since it will be kind of going into the new year, if y'all wanted to do anything like that before we started approving things or.
This one on IT has been in the works for several months.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah,
These
we've
two,
been working on getting all this done for a while.
I'm fine with these two because they have been going on. And then talking about the.
Yeah, it's just getting the quotes and the project information finalized.
We've been.
But yeah, we have been
Old
talking.
door over at the annex. for a
Mhm.
long time.
Yeah.
I think
Patching.
this security issue that really needs to be done.
Yeah.
So was there a motion? Did someone make the motion?
So I'll make a motion to.
Oh.
And I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And then the other ARP project is from Commissioner Prock in regards to the retaining, is it retaining wall or
I don't know.
Basement.
It's,
yeah,
there might not be retaining wall, but it's basically a pseudo foundation we're gonna put in on the backside because it's the building's 4 foot below the alley in the back. So
so it's just to keep it from hopefully flooding
they're
again.
gonna excavate, they're gonna excavate 3 by 3, 3 foot wide and 3 foot deep. Put a fan full of material across it, and then they're also gonna put a impermeable membrane across the wall. And seal it that way. I did give it to the city, so it's gonna be up to that. I got with the city.
Mhm.
And they said that since they had the water line bust in the back, they pulled up their asphalt. And so they're gonna repair it. And I got with them because we didn't want to get a cold joint doing our work and then them doing their work on ours. So they're gonna do all of the asphalt work in about a month.
Okay.
Hopefully the temperature's still good to cover that. So,
Is that wall just 3 foot deep?
yeah.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was deeper than that.
It's your deal, so you make the motion.
I was just making sure that nobody had any questions or anything. All right, so I make a motion.
I have a
to approve
question. No, it is.
Very good.
Make a motion, we approve that project.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
Interrupt you.
All right, item 22 is
Do you
to,
want to discuss?
oh, yeah, sure.
I have a lot of questions regarding these ARP funds, about rolling them over to the next year. There are several outstanding projects that we need to discuss. Whether or not y'all want to do a plan for the fund. Ben and Chris and I had kind of discussed maybe setting aside $1 million for fiscal year 23 and then the remaining funds for fiscal year 2024. And of course, if something comes up that you need to amend those, it can be done. If some big project comes up that you need to move funds into fiscal year 23, then that can be done. But at least you kind of got a budget set as to what you're planning on spending out of ARP for this coming fiscal year. And then kind of the breakout that we had based on the results that we got from the questionnaires that we sent to all of the employees. We got 41 responses back.
Oh, that's good.
And basically the consensus was that everyone thought that facility repairs and upgrades were kind of the main thing. Technology and software upgrades were another big concern, and also security items. So we kind of took that $1 million and broke it up into like 60% of it going toward facility repairs, 25% of it towards technology, 10% towards security, and then just leaving 5% of it towards miscellaneous that you could use for various things. And then, like I said, that just kind of gives you a budget to work with. And if you need to rearrange, if a certain project comes up, then that's something that you could look at, but at least this
Right.
kind of gives you a picture too. But again, it is all up to you. These are just it was just a suggestion. And so that it's not as
Ben and Chris, you guys met and
Well,
talked about all this.
yeah, actually,
I wasn't there. I wasn't able to make it on the second meeting, but I was there.
he talked with Alicia, I guess, separately.
Mhm.
We did discuss this and it's not set in stone. it's
but it's a plan.
a plan and not be overspending the next year and give it 2 years before you. This doesn't have to be spent till or appropriated till the end of 24 and spent by 26.
Mhm.
So we don't need to be rushing to spend this. Let's think it through.
Well, I can tell you at Annex, we need facility upgrades bad.
And we did talk about that, and the annex is probably, as far as building, it's probably number one on the list right now, I think.
Good, because it
Because
needs
it's,
it. It
it's in
needs-
worse shape courthouse by far.
Yeah, well, it's 75 plus years old. So, and it looks it in a lot of the places.
I know there's projects in the courthouse that needs to be done yet. I mean, not big projects, but there's a few. Everybody have give us some thought what we need to do.
I like the plan for
I
the,
like the chart that we got.
yeah, it was good.
It looks professional. And I crave pie after I saw
Which
it.
is great.
It's good.
What about the use of the fund? That's what I want y'all to talk about.
We can,
Well, I think, like what you said,
Charts.
like you said, the fact that we're putting the focus based on your survey, the questionnaire is everyone wants the facilities upgraded, so it would be kind of weird for us to say nah. And so I agree with
it seems like a good plan.
yeah.
I'd like to see some details. If we're going to do upgrades in buildings, let's say, yeah, it all sounds good, but what are the details? What's the real plans?
So that's
I'd like to hear them before they come up here to be approved.
Well, in
Let's
my
up to you
mind,
guys,
safety,
Commissioner.
and we're taking care of that already, so. Today's environment, safety needs to be first.
And I do want to remind you that if it is anything that is over 50%, even. So if it's an annex renovation, and even though you're breaking it up as, well, we're gonna do a bathroom over here and we're gonna do a thing over here. If it is collectively gonna be over $50,000, you have to publicly go out for a bid.
Right.
And so we would have to, list out the specifications and probably, nobody really, people, I don't know how often they look at the newspaper for those bid advertisements anymore. So we would probably need to be contacting contractors or, different, probably general contractors and not specific plumbers or carpenters or something like that. You would probably need a general contractor that would actually
Oversee the project.
oversee the whole project so that you could,
Yeah, well,
if you were gonna do a major project.
it's,
If you're gonna just go change out some light fixtures, that might be one thing, but
well, you could do it a step at a time, but that just takes more and more
You
time.
can say collectively, but I think these are going to be individual projects and then.
We try to
Don't know
use
how far
local.
we're going.
It's better if you can use local, but big projects like that, yeah, it's difficult to get anybody to bid on it. We can
also
try.
have to do the
We can
law
try.
requires.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my next concern was these projects are all great, but somebody's got to oversee them here in the county. And we can't just hire somebody to say, okay, go take care of that. We need to look after our own stuff too. So I would do that. Whoever's project it is, just look after it themselves and whatever.
Well,
There needs to be a plan.
that's the commissioner's job
Mhm.
for each facility. So it would be
Like
you're on the
Chris overseeing
courthouse, yeah.
the
I
museum.
mean, I've got the
project.
easiest one. I just had the library and fridge, but
I mean, all
you
the,
guys have the big dogs.
I mean,
Well,
projects that have to go on at the courthouse and the annex need to be done, but I mean, unless we see them, we don't know what needs to be done, so. I mean,
So if I was.
we can get the list of everything, like library, annex, all that stuff, and then we don't have to approve them that same day. We can hear about them and sit on it for a little bit and get a plan.
If I was over a building, I would visit with those department heads that say they have problems and kind of set up the priority of what's the most important.
That's been done.
Okay.
That's been done. It's just, I'm just saying it's difficult to get people to do those jobs. I don't know, if it's because you're dealing with the government entity or what.
It is difficult to get bids, it is. I've had a lot of problems at the courthouse.
We can sure try. I mean, I see what you're saying.
It takes a lot of legwork to get them done.
Yeah, so,
You can get bids, but it's, a lot of contractors don't like working for the county. That's the way it is.
Wonder why, we're a sure thing.
Sometimes there's too many lawsuits.
Right?
Well, I had fun doing it for the city, but
I enjoy doing it, but it's a lot of legwork to do it right.
well, I can tell you, we went to a conference when we did the election run. So I did that over the phone. Talked to all the contractors, got it done. And I'll have my fingers crossed that you would like it.
It's perfect. It's very nice.
We don't really have any per se action item on the ARP,
So what
but
I would
we
like
have a
what I
plan
would
to,
like, if the plan, if it's agreeable with what they've kind of come up with, what I can do is for fiscal year 23, I can kind of make that the budget for
right,
our ARP fund. And then, like I said, if amendments, we can do line item transfers just like we would normally.
right, within that fund.
But then, you know, if we have projects coming in and we've used 600,000, you're like, no, we don't really want to spend any more on this kind of thing. So we're done for this. Then y'all have that ability. At least you know that you can see what we've spent. I've also made up a new, I'll probably get it. I've made up a new kind of summary of what we have spent and kind of broke it up into categories so that monthly we can kind of
See where, what
and it
category we're
has a pretty
spending.
little chart on it too. For July.
yay.
So, but it just kind of gives me more structure to the funds instead of just a first come, first served basis.
Haphazard.
Willy-nilly.
Yeah.
It's just going and going.
Well, I can tell you this, the annex is like an old car. You can spend a lot of money patching it. Or you can get you a new car or a newer car.
It's a money pit.
What does that mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna try to build a new building?
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't know.
There may be buildings available. I don't know. It's up to the court, but or we can fix it up. If and with this ARP money, we're lucky. We're very lucky to have that. But we
Agreed.
do need some serious upgrades over there.
We only have 2 million, so you're not gonna get a new building, I can tell you that.
No, I'm not expecting a new building. No,
That's
an option, but I'm not expecting that.
I don't think that's possible.
But I'm saying, just think
Those
about
are
it.
things that you need to put into like a 5 and 10-year plan. To actually plan for.
Mhm.
Right.
Set aside some funds
Mhm.
for that, for
You
upgrade.
know,
Little at a
specifically where
time.
you build up fund balance or you, because the only other way to fund something like that would be a bond
Mhm.
Yeah.
if you didn't have fund balance to just flat out pay for it.
Okay, any other discussion on the ARP? We're good with moving forward with that plan for a budget for 23?
It's a good starting place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they show you, are y'all
Yes.
putting everything? Are you gonna ask about that? About
Yes, so my next question is the outstanding projects that we do have, whether or not we are rolling those over into the next year. So Some of them I know that they will be. So the abatement that was on Griffin Street, we haven't done anything on that. We haven't gotten a bill. We haven't issued a PO on that or anything. We're still gonna be paying for that out of ARP, right?
Yeah, and it's,
Almost complete. I got a text message this weekend, so we should be finishing up this week.
Okay, so
So will we be able to pay for that, I wonder, in fiscal year 22?
Done this week, we should.
all that.
Hopefully. Yeah, there's just not much week left.
Yeah, and so, I mean, it's fine, I mean, if it. goes to 20,
Possibly.
I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that I need to roll those funds, so, that's fine, I'll roll those funds over. Inmate housing that we did they've budgeted for that in their new fiscal year, so that $20,000 that we gave them, that will not roll over, correct?
So it's paid for this year.
Only, 2,960.
So far.
2,960, and then they've got 1,200 encumbered. But I don't know, if they will use that before the end of the year.
Maybe some of it with that one guy.
There will probably be one more bill. Well, they'll have, because I think that was just for August, so they'll probably have the September
Right.
bill to pay. But anything after September, those funds will not be used. They will use.
Because they've already, yes, they budgeted. Yes, I agree.
Um,
We only had like one during the September. One over there, one or two.
That
That should-
same guy, probably, a person was last time. So I think we've only had one.
it shouldn't be much.
That's fine.
And there's still, the $30,000 outstanding for the elevator upgrade to, I guess, build the room. With that,
We're just waiting on parts, right? Or available time.
Some of the things are coming in, it's Amarillo, but it's got to have 100% of the parts before we can start this.
Right.
They're not.
We don't want to take the elevator down and not have all of our.
No, we got to have everything in place and.
Yeah.
And make sure we
So
have
that
all
will-
our supplies. So
that
we're
will roll over.
not sure when that's going to be, but hopefully within the next month.
So the $50,000 that we gave for COVID-19 supplies for for people to use to buy gloves,
Mhm.
different things. There's a remaining $43,000 that hasn't been used. Will that continue to be available for people to request?
It's on Mr. COVID.
I don't think so.
Comes back.
no, I wouldn't roll it. I think I wouldn't roll it over.
I wouldn't roll that over.
Mm.
Everything from,
Continue to still have some of that, maybe not near that much, because bleach, Lysol and disinfectant is something that I'm always going to buy. So,
But would
With
that
the
be
new
something that
budget.
you purchased prior to COVID anyway? You still,
yes, I do buy a little bit more than.
I think
But not $50,000 worth.
right,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the reasoning behind the 50,000 was because gloves.
Right.
Specifically had skyrocketed in cost. Those are kind of
They are
coming
starting to
down.
come down some. They're still not where they were before. But they are coming down.
So when everybody wrote their budgets, they just wrote what a normal year is gonna be like when it came to cleaning supplies and everything, right? So there wouldn't be that, we wouldn't need that reserve. If everybody,
Oh, we hope we don't.
yeah, we hope we
There's no guarantee.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like supplies for the janitor. If you can get them.
yeah.
Maybe we ought to leave a little.
I cannot
A little
find
bit
for
usable.
example that you could get for $4 or $5. It's a lot of times $9 to $11.
So $10,000.
Yeah, I think we should keep a little bit. Can we just change that figure? Or we have to
Yeah, we
approve
can.
that?
I have no.
the ARP. I mean, I think we
Do
could
we have
just,
to make a motion to change that?
I don't think so.
oh, I don't think so.
I don't-
When did we make a motion to put 50,000? Or it was just
Well, I mean, it
it was just
That's,
back when the,
approved.
by the committee? So I think
or
we're,
they wouldn't have to come to us. They could just pull out cleaning supplies. I remember that.
Let's keep it 10.
So we only want to roll over 10,000 of it.
Sure.
Okay, and then there's an additional $1,237.89 left in the jail linens and uniform line item that they have requested. Is that something that will roll over?
I'd say no, because hopefully they put stuff in their budget to work within their budget.
Y'all got everything that y'all were requesting out of that application, right?
I think we pretty much, that's what with.
The jail duct repairs, the 5,830, that's something that's not gonna happen now, right? That
That's the
over,
duct repair.
Are you talking about
The
for that
cleaning.
unit? That look, that duct.
think so,
Yeah,
we're auguring,
That's not all.
Yes, that we're okay.
so that went away.
That was fixed, the cleaning the existing pipes. And one fan was not working, circulating fan was not working. It's not working.
Security doors, they just security doors, so we'll definitely need those. Spillman still has $162,000 outstanding, so I'm assuming that will still need to be paid. The 51,000 for the transmitter for the weather service. And then the 145,000 for United Way.
No,
They haven't,
That's been pending because we were supposed to be drawing up an agreement.
okay,
can they bring it back to us? Like, let's not roll it over and let them bring it back to us.
well, we said we'd give them that money.
Well, we approved it
Yes,
looking into the contract.
right.
Yeah.
And no one's got us a contract, so
Well, I think that was.
I would just say to leave it.
For
now. What, Craig and the United Way, we're gonna get together and work on that?
I believe,
Okay, I'll talk,
Some kind of time limit.
I'll talk to Craig.
We can always say no when the contract comes here, though. 'Cause there's some different options that might be there.
Let's just leave it for now. Are y'all okay with that until we figure out
So we're rolling over this stuff. We're not including that in the budget going forward.
that it
though.
will be,
part of the million, we'll say?
yeah, it will be part. So what, I'll make the $1 million budget, so this will encumber part of that $1 million.
I'd say roll it over. That's fine. I think it's important if we can get it going. But what do y'all think?
I think it's important, but I did some more research on some, I think,
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
I mean, we can roll it over. We can always still change it.
We can.
So it's not gonna really fit in any of our budget,
It's outside agencies,
but we're not, if
We didn't have that
put
on there.
anything
No, we didn't.
For budget.
because I knew that wasn't a,
And our miscellaneous is only 50,000.
I just say let's roll it over, or not roll it over, let's end it and let them come back to us. Honestly, I mean, they didn't really have a huge game plan to begin with. So let them resell it to us. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
And
available.
their no contract has been,
Yeah, and then
But there were
I've
no details. given
I've
that
talked
day.
to I've talked to Ken Haney and he didn't know anything about it. And
Okay.
he's the main guy on the list, so. He knows they're gonna work on something, but he said, I haven't heard of anything. So I don't mind going on the record to say that.
no? No,
Sounds-
we're rolling it over, let them come back and.
Yeah,
That's fine.
If we need to do an amendment.
I'm good with that.
and if we
Hopefully
don't have the money,
get that
then we
together.
don't have the money.
She said she didn't budget for gloves. She needs COVID money for gloves.
Why did we not budget for that?
I don't know.
Sorry,
Well, if we run
Oh.
across that again.
Because they
you
thought
know,
there
you'll
was
send
covered money to purchase.
$10,000 over. If we run into that, we'll just fill out another application.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Okay, anything else on the ARP?
I think that's that. Check. That's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for keeping up with the details. And Kathy too, I got your email. Thank you. Do y'all have anything else on ARP? Good. Okay.
I think we need to keep Kathy on retention to do reports and stuff.
Yeah. I'll have to call her from Maine or somewhere. Yeah.
You got cell phone signal?
I'm going on vacation.
All right, item 22 is to consider and or approve burn ban or rescind the burn ban.
Ground index is a 530 or just keep going up. I had the Park Service run a separate ground index to see if I can get a better number. And we're actually under 555 at the park. That's what I take no action at this time.
And you said our burn ban has to be re-upped by October 11th, so we'll have another court date. Yeah, so. Okay, so no action on that. Item 23 is to consider and or approve disposal of obsolete office equipment. We have one from the sheriff's department for disposal of 4 chairs and 1 bench. And then also from the tax assessor, Carrie Kimmel, for disposer of a HP printer.
Motion we approve those items to be disposed.
So
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I think you don't have this one. I don't. Okay. All right, item 24 is to accept certificates of completion from elected or appointed officials.
I have a couple. Dwight Kirksey, Commissioner Precinct 2, certificate for completing 6 hours of educational training during the Panhandle County Judges and Commissioners Conference. Robin Stroud, District Clerk, certificate for cybersecurity awareness for the Texas Secretary of State. And I didn't know if you were mentioning this somewhere else.
Yes, I was going to.
Okay, very good.
Yes. Item 25, consider and or approve requests for the use of the club rooms at the Border Library or Fritz.
I have September 25th, which is already was a volleyball dinner, October 2nd, a birthday party, October 16th, a baby shower, and early voting begins October 20th through November 4th.
Well, that's going to be here before we know.
I don't know.
And I have a question that was proposed to me regarding this club room stuff. It doesn't happen hardly at all, but there's sometimes people in the community will want to rent out our facility for use of selling like their products. I don't know what it's called, and that's
Like a arts and crafts show or something?
no,
like that?
it's like if they sell, I don't know, Scentsy, stuff like that. That's really not that's illegal. I thought, like if they rent it out and make it their business space.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, there's,
How would we do that and still rent it out for a party?
well, what I'm saying is they just pick a weekend and
Oh,
say, hey, this
set up
weekend I'm
there.
gonna sell my Scentsys and
Mm.
stuff. I've asked Delina and Nancy to send me a policy aspect, but I really believe it's a public use building and they can't do that. From what I remember,
For
but I
profit?
was just curious what you guys were thinking.
That doesn't seem like something we can do.
I'll send
It's
you-
already in there?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. It's already in there. So
Okay.
I would retract what I was saying.
I'll send you that.
Okay,
Any
I was
other?
just trying to find it because I thought it was.
no, that was all. That was all I was one. I kind of already told Nancy and Delina that I take care of it and talk to that citizen. and tell them they can't do that. But I just want to make sure we have a policy that
Right.
says that, and we do, so.
Okay. All right, item 26 is to consider or approve any line item changes, transfers, and or budget amendments. And we have the amendments that Lisa sent to everybody. Did y'all have a chance to look over those? And do you have any questions?
I move to approve the line item transfers, but amendments, adjustments as presented.
Motion and second. Lisa, did you have anything to add on that?
No.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? If you'll sign.
Look at this one.
All right, item 27 is to consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting, or awarding bids. Down there for them. Thank you. Item 28 is to consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. Anybody there? Tara? 29, accept reports from elected or appointed officials.
I have written reports from Jerry Langwell and also Dwayne Chisholm, and that's all I have.
Okay. Item 30, discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
Okay.
We had a real good slip fall and trip program.
How many people over at the annex were
Quite
there?
a few.
Good, good.
Yeah, I thought some of us.
It was a good-
thought we're gonna have to
Good
stand.
training session.
Oh, yeah, it was, and they all enjoyed it.
Well, there it was.
Good.
Yeah, we, so just send one person from your office. That's all, then you can spread the word.
Do we have a head count? Did we get one?
I didn't get a head count.
Mhm.
I'm not.
I didn't either.
Total.
I was
I think-
keeping score for Jeopardy.
I think Jack had the sign-in sheet,
He
right?
had to sign it.
Yeah.
He knows how
Okay,
it was,
good.
but I didn't get a copy.
Well, we had a good crowd here.
Did he give you a basket and a book and on a chain?
I think we had over, I want to say, whenever I was picking the things, I think there was over 20 people.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
well, he gave me this is my gift for the work I did. A basket, and it's got a book and it's got all the program stuff in there and
Oh.
sign up for accidents or whatever. So I haven't looked at it yet, and I need to have the guys hang it somewhere, probably in that break room.
Oh, okay.
That's my gift.
Anything else from anybody on that? I have, I got an email from Nancy and you all probably got it too, that was a congratulations to serve, that it was official notification that the Hutchinson County Library is accredited and will be a fully qualified member of the Texas library system. So the benefits to accreditation are the statewide access to the interlibrary loaning, which I think we do a lot of. E-rate, grant and other funding opportunities, tech share, card and database programs. So we congratulate Nancy and her team for the excellent work that they do at the library.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hutchinson County is very proud of that.
thank you.
Anything else on item 30? Okay, item 31, we don't have any struck off tax properties or tax deeds. Do y'all have anything further?
I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion? Second? Anybody want to say anything?